today I'm being joined by Suzie Devine, who is a fertility nurse and also a women's health expert and the founder and CEO of Binto supplements. So welcome, Suzie.
Thank you for having me, Eloise. It's so nice to be here and to chat about Binto and fertility, and I'm looking forward to helping a lot of you navigate this because I know how confusing it is.
So before we get on to talking about supplementation, because that's one of the top burning questions that Fertility Help Hub readers have about which supplements are best to take, what supports what, how often, and the importance of it. I just wanted to let those who are watching know that you are, in fact, on your own fertility journey at the moment and having treatment. So you totally understand the apprehensions firsthand and everything that comes with it. So thank you for talking to me today.
Of course. Yeah, I'm right there with all of you. So trust me, I get it.
When people are trying to conceive naturally, or they're going through fertility treatment, or whatever form that takes, or they're thinking about preparing their body maybe 3 months in advance, if they have that time before treatment, what supplements would you suggest that women should take?
So there's a lot that you can do to support your fertility naturally, whether that's, trying naturally or during IVF, and we'll talk about all those things. So when you're trying the old-fashioned way through intercourse, you definitely want to be taking a prenatal supplement because the hope is that you're going to get pregnant. And so we already want to have this on board prior to you getting pregnant. There are several ingredients in a prenatal vitamin that you should be looking for when trying naturally. The first thing is you want to make sure that you find a prenatal that has methylated folate, or pretty much all methylated B vitamins. Folate is a type of B vitamin. The reason why you want to find methylated is because a lot of women have something called the MTHFR gene mutation. And this can cause a lot of fertility issues that, we didn't really start talking about this until I'd say 5 or 10 years ago. But a lot of women have this gene mutation. It's totally fine, except that it means you have trouble absorbing B vitamins, except in their methylated form. Really important to actually look at the supplement facts panel on a supplement bottle, box, wherever you're going to buy from. And instead of saying folic acid, you want to make sure it says methylated folate. Sometimes it says 6S5 methylfolate. There are different forms of it, but as long as it has the methyl in there, you're good to go. And this is also really important because it helps prevent neural tube defects. So we know this is critical in the development of a healthy fetus. The neural tube is created in the very early first trimester. So that's why we want to make sure you're already taking this. Magnesium is another essential component to a prenatal when you're trying naturally. It helps reduce stress. So this is something that's really helpful for all of us. So you want to make sure that you're getting at least 400 milligrams daily magnesium. And you want to make sure that it has iodine in there. A lot of us don't get enough iodine through our diet alone. So there are definitely essentials in a prenatal supplement that you want to be looking for. Another big one that, this goes for every, stage of however you're trying, but vitamin D3. There are all these receptors on the uterus for vitamin D, and there's a lot of new evidence and clinical trials that are coming up that show vitamin D has a really critical role in fertility. So we're currently exploring vitamin D, low vitamin D levels, and does that correlate to unexplained infertility or, whatever it is. So make sure that you're getting a prenatal vitamin or taking a vitamin D3 supplement, and you want it to have at least 50 mcgs vitamin D3. D3 is the more bioavailable for humans. So it's that's the form that you want to find. Or it's the equivalent would be 2,000 international units, but we're steering away from that. Other than that, you don't have to go too overboard. If you have regular cycles, I wouldn't like throw too much on at first. You want to sort of try and see what happens. If you have very regular cycles, that you're ovulating, then that's great. And then, of course, I forgot to mention one other thing, DHA, EPA. So this is really essential for uterine health. Every woman who is trying to get pregnant, no matter how, should be taking DHA and EPA. You can find this in a fish oil or algae oil, flaxseed oil, and this is essential for healthy brain development of the fetus.
I was very excited to see that Binto recently launched Innocetol as a supplementation. So can you tell us a bit more about that? And is it true that it's beneficial for things like egg quality?
Inositol is an amazing supplement. It's in the B vitamin family technically, but they're carbohydrates. So there are two main forms that you want to look for. It's D-chiro and mayo inositol, and they come in you want to look for a 40-to-1 ratio when you're looking at the supplement facts panel. When you find it in this form, you want to be taking at least 2 to 4 grams daily. And this is really hard to find in the capsule forms because you're going to be taking a ton of capsules. So you usually find inositol in a powder drink mix form. It's a lot easier to take. You can throw it in water, it dissolves, and it doesn't have a taste. So that's what we did with ours. It's just so much more accessible than having to take 4 to 6 capsules of just one product. And the reason why we launched this product is primarily for women with PCOS. So there are a lot of us, out there, women with PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and the main mechanism of action for inositol is to help with insulin resistance, which we know is a big issue for women with PCOS. So inositol is amazing for insulin resistance, blood sugar control, metabolism, and then it has a lot of other benefits as well. And one of those that you mentioned is egg quality. For women with PCOS, you really can't take DHEA. DHEA is a primary supplement that a lot of fertility clinics will use to support women with lower egg quality, but it can actually cause issues for women with PCOS. So this is a great product to take instead to help support healthy egg quality if you have PCOS. So this is a really great option. I think it's something that like every woman with PCOS should be taking anyways to help with the, hormonal balance and the insulin resistance. It's safe to take with a metformin if you're taking that. It's very safe. It's really not contraindicated.
And okay for people to take who don't have PCOS as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Just like it has really amazing mental health benefits as well. So for mood stabilization and anxiety, which is something I think we could all benefit from, especially this year. So it's a really awesome supplement.
The great news for Fertility Help Hub readers, anyone watching this, wherever you are, you can benefit from 20% off using code FHH20 at checkout, which makes the monthly subscription even more amazing. And one of the things that I found when I was going through IVF was just forking out money left, right, and center for all sorts of different products, thinking that I needed to take everything. And obviously, seeing a nutritionist, seeing X, seeing Y, buying all these products on top is so much work and money. So can you explain to those who are watching a little bit about how Binto works and the personalized support that you give with it and just everything? Because it's such a great subscription.
Thank you. The whole mission is to get women everywhere access to safe and effective over-the-counter products for an attainable price point. And we do it all alongside access to licensed health providers like myself that you can have consults with. So we truly believe in personalized medicine. I know we didn't touch too much yet on the different supplements you need for, let's say, if you're doing IVF, IUI, cycle, we can talk about those things. But everyone's body is different. Diagnoses are different as we're navigating fertility treatments. You might need something. You might need an Innocetol. I might benefit from DHEA. That's one of the ways that really sets Binto apart. You come onto our site, you fill out a health intake survey. It's a little algorithm where we can collect information about you. It's stored in a HIPAA compliant way, so don't worry about that. We have high security on our site, and we do not take that lightly. But this is how our health providers can figure out what you really need via supplements. So you'll flow through that, and at the end, you get your recommendation. And all of your supplements come packaged in these awesome little grab and go daily packets.
Love it.
And these are mine. This was from my egg retrieval cycle. So I have DHEA in there.
For one day?
This is for one day.
Wow.
My prenatal and my probiotic.
But it's so good because now you know exactly what to take for each day rather than go through all the different tubs, working out what.
Now I don't need 4 different bottles. And it's just here in my pretty bag that sits out on my kitchen counter. It seems like a lot, but not everyone might take this much. I take a lot of stuff because that's me. And I'm always like testing new stuff in there. But yeah, we really we want to make it easy for you. It should feel like a little gift, one thing that you have control over. It shouldn't feel like extra medication. It should be something that you're doing that makes you feel good. Like, at least I can take this and do something positive. And I know it's helped me so much. We have a little live chat bot. It's not a bot, but it's a little icon on our site. And that is staffed by real licensed providers, Andy, Amanda, and Katie. And they are wonderful. They have extensive fertility background, as well as other women's health medical background and training. And you can schedule a consult with us at any time. We do fertility coaching consults. We offer prenatal care, postpartum, when you're ever at that stage. And then we also offer health and wellness consults, kit reviews, lactation consulting. And we have all kinds of educational classes. So you actually, once you sign up, you get partnered with one of our providers and they email you all of your onboarding instructions. We review every single kit that has signed up before it gets sent out. So the level of personalization and care is there. We really do care. We take it very seriously. And we always, cross-check the data to make sure you're getting what you need. And then it's all affordable. So
how much is it a month? And it's all of that.
It all varies because it's supplement-based pricing.
Right.
But my packet, I'm taking the highest. I also take CoQ10. It's not in the batch. I don't know why. I think I've removed it. But I also take 400 milligrams of CoQ10. So I'm taking a ton of stuff. And it's all still under $70 a month, which is insane. Because if you look at competitors in the fertility space, just one bottle of a prenatal is $80. So even if you go on Amazon, we've done fun price compares on our Instagram, but if you were to try and find comparable products to ours for the level of quality and ingredients, try to shop it on Amazon, you're still spending more money on Amazon than you would through us. And you've got access to someone like me. So you can chat with a live person. It's just a lot more personal. It comes shipped to you every month. If you ever need to rush or snooze your delivery, you can get into your account and do that, or you can chat with us and we'll help you out. We want to make it as easy for you as possible. And then you can always edit your packets as well. Talked about supplements for trying naturally, but let's say you're doing an IVF cycle, there are going to be some additional supplements you may want to add in at this stage, primarily CoQ10. CoQ10 is a really powerful antioxidant. It's found naturally in the cells in the body, but as we age, the level of CoQ10 declines. And so we have really great clinical data showing that supplementing with CoQ10 and does improve egg health. And there are mice studies, and I think there are some human ones, but it's one of the few fertility supplements that's really been well studied. So we would want to add CoQ10 in prior to you going through a retrieval. If you have endometriosis, we might want to add in something like DHEA, which we've talked about. That's an actual hormone supplement, and that helps with egg quality. N-acetylcysteine, that's an antioxidant similar to Innocetol, so great for women with PCOS. And that can also be really good for if you're just trying naturally and trying to regulate your cycles, or if you're doing IUI. We can help you along the way. And then once you get to the, frozen embryo transfer cycle, we can remove a lot of the ones for egg quality and focus more on uterine lining prep. It's nice because you don't really have to do the guesswork. We're there to help you along the way. I think Andy we were in the office yesterday and she was doing a ton of back-to-back kit review consults for just this. Yeah. And it's so lovely because then we get to meet you.
Yeah. And you suffer from endometriosis, don't you?
Yeah.
Yourself? So I guess you're taking things that are tailored to that too.
Yep. So I take 2,400 milligrams of fish oil. So I take a high dose. We know that DHEA can help reduce inflammation. Endometriosis and PCOS are inflammatory disease processes. Our whole goal with fertility treatments is to limit that inflammation so an embryo can implant and then the pregnancy can last and grow healthfully to full term. So for me, endo also impacts egg quality. There's an amazing debate in the fertility community. Does endometriosis impact egg quality, or does it impact the uterine lining? And we don't know. It's like the chicken or the egg. We don't know what came first. I focused a lot on supporting egg quality for my retrieval cycle. In the second round, I got 15 mature eggs. We did conventional insemination, and we got 9 embryos. We did really well. We have 5 normal embryos through PGT. So we ended up doing well this cycle. I added in the DHEA this time around, and I do think it helps.
And for people who think, well, I can get these vitamins through nutrition and diet alone, what would you say to that in terms of taking these extra vitamins such as Binto?
You want to make sure that you are following a very healthy diet. While there are foods, processed foods that you can find that are fortified with vitamins and minerals, we kind of want to steer clear of too many processed foods in the diet. So you want to focus on, whole grains, organic, grass-fed meats and poultry. If you're going to do dairy, if it doesn't irritate you or cause inflammation, make sure it's full-fat dairy. Eat lots of greens, veggies, fruits, antioxidants. Yes, I think we can get a lot of this through diet alone. But at Binto, we really focus on those nutrients that you need to supplement with in addition to a healthy diet. So you should never replace a healthy diet for supplements. There are a lot of supplements that pack in fruits and veggies and organic green blends or juices. Just try to eat that stuff rather than taking that in a pill. I don't think that that's necessarily as effective. In order to get the amount of vitamin D3 you need to supplement. You're not going to find that through diet alone.
And how do fertility supplements, how are they better absorbed or a better idea to start taking during or pre-conception versus just a standard daily multivitamin?
There are different type vitamins or supplementation. They come in different forms. When it comes to fertility, you're focusing on things that are coming in maybe higher concentrations. I would not use a gummy. It's not going to be effective. You're really not going to absorb what you need through a gummy vitamin. I would just be really cognizant. You're really going to have to focus on a capsule form, whether it's a gel capsule, powder filled capsule, a tablet. Those are going to be the best methods for really getting you the dosages that you need in terms of absorbing the nutrients best. Mm-hmm. And then A standard multivitamin off the shelf won't really have the levels that you need for pregnancy. Folate, for example, methylated folate. In a standard women's multi, you're going to see maybe 400 mcgs of folic acid. So you're probably not going to find methylated folate in a women's multi, and you're going to find the lower end. When you're trying to conceive, you really need at least 800 mcgs to 1,000 IUs. Standard multi is great. We are on here talking about fertility, but for a lot of couples or, people we know that over 50% of pregnancies are still unplanned. So that's why we, at least want to cover people with 400 mcgs of methylated folate. But if you know, like us, that you're actively trying to conceive, you want to be taking the correct.
You've written an article on Fertility Help Hub's website about your experience of working in the fertility world. Former as a fertility nurse, and now obviously with the amazing things you're doing to help women with Binto. It must be really hard to work in that space whilst you're having treatment yourself, or do you find it kind of, that you're helping so many other people, that you're sort of in it together? How does it feel?
I definitely have days where I'm like, why me? I think we all have that. And I'm like, you think you believe in karma, and I've done all this good to help thousands of women around the world get pregnant. Why can't I get pregnant myself? And I'm sure I'll find meaning in it later in life. They say everything happens for a reason, but I also believe that sometimes things are just really crummy. So, if you're feeling that way, I think it's okay. You don't have to spend your whole life looking for a reason, or you drive yourself mad. But I also feel like I can connect with you so much more. I thought I understood as a nurse, and I'm a pretty empathetic person, still very close with a lot of my old patients. They were at a wedding, I know their kid, it's like they're really a part of my life. And now I really get it. And it's awful, and it's so painful. I think it's given me so many ideas, making me work even harder to figure out how can we help everyone get through this. So it's also been, a weird blessing in a way.
So I urge people to go and check out Binto's offering and see how they can support you, and take the quiz and see how they can help, whatever stage you're at in your fertility journey.